Could you imagine killing people simply by thinking? To be honest, I certainly couldn't, because if it works even with the smallest impulsive thoughts, then most of the people I know would be dead by now. But there is one character with this ability from anime called My Instant Death ability is so overpowered. And to be honest, this one is really something. Even if you've seen One Link in action, I don't think you're ready for this level of stupidly overpowered. But still, I recommend taking a seat and some 3D glasses for no reason, because we are going in. First, I would like to introduce the main character. His name is Yogiri, and apart from having his instant death ability, he can also sense if someone with the intent to kill him is near. Which means that you can die only by thinking of killing him, so yeah, he's basically unkillable. And then there is the Nora, which is Spulunk, I'm just gonna call her Nora, with nothing to offer so far. But now to the story. Yogiri with his class gets isekai'd into some random world, which is something he sleeps through. That seems like something I would do. And the reason why they got isekai'd is this sage, in other words, completely normal woman, that kills their teacher, which is something nobody cares about. I don't know how about you, but if someone blasted my teacher in front of me, I wouldn't be so calm, but okay. The reason why she summoned them is because they are starting to run low on sages and need some new ones. She gives them some system that allows anyone to use magic and grow stronger, but some of them don't get the system, and since they would be kinda useless, the others leave them behind as bait for dragon so they can escape. After Yogiri finally wakes up, he sees Nora as the only survivor trying to wake him up, but since he doesn't have time to waste, he kills the dragon and starts gaming. That is something I can respect.
This totally sucks. I mean, how am I supposed to charge my gaming device?
I like where his priorities are. I think it's time for compilation of my favorite moments.
Our great plans to turn her nubile corpse into a zombie and go wild have been utterly ruined! You're just the kind of sweet girl I dream about nightly while thinking thoughts before bedtime.
Why are you doing so much to protect me now?
Your boobs were really nice and soft.
I didn't avoid it at all. I'm immortal, and moving out of the way is a pain.
Welcome, classmates. I'm Chelsea, 3rd rank. Miss, will you die, please? I think I'm okay now, so can you move your head?
Oh, I was wondering what was so soft.
After leaving the bus, this random trio approaches them just for Yogiri to put 2 of them to sleep and send the 3rd one to wander into this forest full of monsters after robbing him. They arrive into the town, and since proper greeting is a basic etiquette, a bandit group made of some random beast folk species and a human, let's call them Zoo, tries to rob them, and you can imagine how that ended. The important stuff is that Nora finally becomes useful because she gets a guardian angel. I don't exactly know what her powers are, but yeah, she'll be guarding her. As their next move, they decide to travel into the royal capital, but on the way they get caught up in the battle of Sage and some robot. But since Yogiri finds the Sage annoying, instead of helping him, he lets him have some good rest and lets the robot go. Also, one of the bandits actually survives, since Yogiri only killed his eyes, however that works. And because the Sage tries to heal him but fails, she decides to hunt down Yogiri since he could be dangerous. They arrive into another city, and yes, we suddenly moved from medieval town into modern city, but still in the same world. And it's also the only one. Any other town they'll visit will be medieval again, so I don't really know what's the point. They meet another classmate of theirs with a harem full of brainwashed girls, which is kinda pathetic, not gonna lie, that wants to add Nora into it. Isn't having a kid in there enough? One of the girls tries to ambush Yogiri so her master can claim Nora, but you can guess how that ended. After that, another one tries to dispose of him, but he takes care of her.
I tried to kill the icicle. It looks like I can do it.
The fuck you mean kill the icicle? I'm kinda curious how far is his ability gonna go.
Magic wands die.
Fine, I guess anywhere he wants. One more girl comes after them, but I'm just gonna skip to the moment where he disposes of the main guy while he's far away, meaning there's no distance limit to his ability. But it still makes more sense than mechanized. That sage hunting Yogiri arrives into the city where he currently is, and since she is a vampire on top of being a sage, she floods the city with zombies to test his abilities, since apparently that is what vampires do. Yogiri comes to negotiate with commander of the zombies, but ends up killing him anyways. In reaction to killing her commander, commander, the vampire lady sends all of the citizens after him as if they could do anything, and then duplicates herself because why not? Yogiri in the meantime eradicates fucking darkness. Yes, darkness, something that isn't even touchable, but he just decided he doesn't like it, so he got rid of it. We also find out why the vampire duped herself. Apparently using yourself as a javelin is a viable strategy, but in the end she still stops having vital functions, and even though she moves into another body, her memories are wiped, so it doesn't matter. They finally leave the city, and as a gift from the mayor for helping, they get armored truck for good luck. We get some bits from Yogiri's past, which was really interesting. Born as a test subject, they locked him in bunker hundreds of meters underground, where he lived for the most of his life supervised by robots. But in hopes of making him like humanity, they got him a real teacher that would take care of him. And he grew really close to her, but that's all the information we get for now. Yogiri kills a few dragons, which results in him facing this golden one, but instead of attacking, it tries to flee. But unfortunately, Yogiri doesn't allow that, and so we learn the dragon was a little girl. In exchange for showing them how to get into the royal capital, she takes them to see some random swordmaster looking for a new apprentice to guard some ball or whatever. It isn't really interesting. Even though Yogiri doesn't really care, he still takes part in the trial. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what's going on, but I think they have to get to the bottom of this tower while disposing of each other, and the winner gets the honor of guarding ball. They face a lot of different enemies, like this woman that for some reason fights in a maid outfit, or this dripped out dude, and another guy that must feel really cool right now, but it's not like any of these fights are worth mentioning, maybe because they weren't really fights. When taking a break, Yogiri casually kills Suction.
Maybe I should kill the suction mechanism that's holding me. Looks like it worked, huh?
I'm curious if this will get even more ridiculous. Also, this woman is introduced, and her quest is to recruit Yogiri and Nora for whatever reason, but she gets the help in the form of this guy, which is the same one that Yogiri sent into the dangerous forest, but he somehow survived. A lot of stuff happens at the end of the trial with demons, gods and some other things, but I'm gonna summarize it quickly since in the end Yogiri just ends them all with a thought. Even this girl that was trying to recruit him after reading his stats fled, leaving this fatso behind. These are the only survivors, where this guy is a prince and gives them these pendants to get into the royal capital. And then these four, but I will tell you about them if they become relevant for the story. Oh, and I also realized I didn't really tell you why are they going for the royal capital. Well, they hope to find there something that will help them get home. One of the classmates that were killed in the beginning is resurrected as a dragon, and to achieve full transformation she had to eat probably rotten and raw dragon meat. Yum. We also get more Yogiri lore, and to put it simply, after taking care of him for a month, his teacher went on a vacation, but was captured by an organization neutralizing global threats. When Yogiri started to miss her, he went to find her and wipe the whole organization. In reaction to that, she decided to stay with him and help him grow up properly. But back into the present, they finally arrive into the royal capital, which they enter thanks to those ugly looking pendants, and the first thing they do is attend some ceremony for sage candidates held by the king. And this is also the moment where Yogiri reunites with the rest of his class. Yogiri's class gets a quest to clear some dungeon in order to progress as sage candidates. And Yogiri finds new friends because among his classmates are two agent women dispatched to keep an eye on him, as if they could do anything. Oh, and the reason why they came into the royal capital to return home, yeah, that's not happening. Also, this guy is involved again because servant of the gods Yogiri killed wants to get rid of him by releasing sister of one of them. But to wrap it up, Yogiri with his class starts to progress through the dungeon, and the dragon girl starts painting each of her classmates red for leaving her behind. And my favorite woman sage gives Yogiri's classmate a quest to kill him since she's realizing how dangerous he is. Some random stuff happens, like assassins trying to kill Yogiri, I think you know how that ended, and another classmates of his together with the king die, but who cares, right? I would say more importantly the dark god sister is released, but we all know Yogiri isn't going to care. But something does happen. That sage woman announces another quest to Yogiri's class, which is battle royale among them till only one survives. And Yogiri himself falls into a hole. After falling for hundreds of meters, Yogiri survives by killing his momentum, because that's a thing, and reunites again with this annoying motherfucker, which is something I don't appreciate. Why does he get so much screen time? Yogiri gets back to his class. Well, not like he's welcomed, but he gets there. A lot of fighting happens, and and also, oh, and Big Boom. That Big Boom was a fucking neutron bomb aimed at the Dragon Girl because her opponent was American, and since she couldn't heal her normal body, she turned into a full-on dragon. It's not like it matters, cause minutes later Yogiri eradicates her entire army and then the dragon itself, but dragons are cool and I wanted to mention it. Sage Woman confronts Yogiri but quickly retreats, only to come quickly back, since Yogiri wants to talk about getting back on Earth, and even though she can't teleport them, it's possible with enough energy and exact coordinates. Yogiri is kinda based, so he leaves her devastated in the middle of nothing, but the Dark God's sister finishes the job. Later on she attacks the capital, but Yogiri takes care of her and that's it. A new group that wants to travel with Yogiri forms and they happily travel into the sunset. To give you some final words, I'm not the biggest fan of this one, but there are some good aspects of it. You know, there just isn't any threat to the main character after he kills something like the darkness, but still, if you don't have anything you would like to watch, try giving this one a shot. And that would be it. I hope you enjoyed the video, as well as I hope you wore those 3D glasses like I told you, but for now, I will just wish you nothing.